Hello internet or YouTube, K1001 here again. I know I've been away for quite a while, but I have been quite busy with school and this editing thing just not working like hell, so I've had a lot of problems. But I'm back now, and no, this isn't news from the crypt. I've kind of abandoned that for now, but I should come back to it eventually, so this is just another review. So as most of you know, Halloween's just 2 days away Wednesday. I've not been doing anything for reasons I said. So I'm kind of have to rush this. This is something I've been interested in doing for quite a while and doing a review of. As you can probably tell by the title up there, this is going to be a review of The Walking Dead. And no, not the entire series. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to do, this is going to be the first season. Tomorrow I hope if I have enough time to do the second season. And again, if I have enough time on Halloween, I will do the episodes so far, my thoughts on the whole Walking Dead. So I'm doing a Walking Dead marathon basically. And every one of these videos, I'll go into small detail and a mini review of every single episode, what I think of them and all that, and what's my favourite episode. I won't do the least favourite because that'll be much harder to do. But I'll be doing my favourite episode. So let's get into it, shall we? The first episode is Days Gone By, which is directed by Frank Dennegar, who is best known for work on Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. When I first heard about the show, I wasn't too interested in it because I wasn't really that interested in zombies in general. But I actually saw a review from, I think most of you know him as Jeremy Jones, and he gave it a positive review, so I got interested into it. One day while I was looking around Asda, which is the British version of Walmart, I saw this on sale, or the first season on sale. I'm like, I'll get it. Immediately fell in love with it, and I've been in love with The Walking Dead ever since. So let's just get into it, shall we? The first episode, Days Go By, like I said, it's directed by Frank Dennegar. It's written by Frank Dennegar. It shows stars Andrew Lincoln, John Barth, I can't say his second name, but most you know. Sarah Wayne Gillis, and Laurie Holden, Chandler Riggs, and Stephen Young. It's the first episode is still to this day my favourite episode. Let me get into the symptoms, but most you should know it. Rick Grimes is shot in the line of duty while trying to take after these criminals or bandits. I don't know. When he wakes up, roughly 3 to 6 weeks later, the whole world has ended. So now he's on a mission to try and find his family and to try and survive the horrors of this world, of the Walking Dead. And this he runs into a few people. He runs into Morgan, who's actually saved his life, and he's the one that kind of told him all stuff, what's going on and all that, what are the walkers and all that, what are they doing and all that. He got back on his feet and all that. So Rick and all that. So there you go. And sorry, my budgie's going absolutely haywire behind me, so I can't concentrate. So yeah, I'm not going to go into depth. I'm not going to try and too much spoilers, but at the end he arrives in Atlanta, where a helicopter goes by. He also thinks, oh good, it's safety. He runs towards it, and there's a whole horde there, and while he falls off, the horse that he got into town with gets killed, and he hides in a tank, as you do. So, at the very end, we hear Glenn talking for a walkie-talkie, and just told me he's an idiot for getting dragged anyway. So, overall, this is not only the best episode of the season, but this is one of the best episodes of Walking Dead period. The best directed, it's very suspenseful, it's great acted and all that. I absolutely love this episode, and I think if you are going to get into the series, obviously this is the episode you should get into because you will love it. It's not very action packed, but it's very story and character driven. It's just so suspenseful, which is why I love it, and this is why it's my favourite season. And I'm going to get to the rest of the episodes. The rest of the episodes are good too, but this is just the best one. So for the first episode, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. So there you go. Now let us go on to the second episode, Guts. Now, Guts is directed by Michelle McLaren, and it's written by Frank Dennegar. And basically Rick is saved by Glenn from the tank and then he runs into this other group consisting of Andrea, Jackie, T-Dog, Morals, and Meryl, and Glenn also as well. But what was that? They're now trapped in this high-rise building and all that, and basically the goal is to try and get out and all that. But Rick being an yeah, he was attracted a lot of people, so all these walkers, so now they can't get out, and they have to think about how to get out. But meanwhile, Mel Dixon is just making it worse now. He's sniping off on the back, so he's making things worse. So on all part there, the group get into an argument with them and all that, and then Rick just beats the shit out of him and handcuffs him to a pipeline on top of the roof. And he makes a strategy to get out by covering himself in guts, referring to the episode Gut called Guts, to sneak past it. But a cool little maneuver. But it starts raining, and well, who he's going with is Glenn. He and Glenn, the smell not the guts start to run off, and it attracts attention. So they need to run to it, and just get the fuck out of there. They manage to get a truck, and they manage to get the survivors out there. But on the roof, however, T-Dog drops the key to the handcuffs that Meryl's trapped in, so he ends up having to abandon him. But before T-Dog leaves, he ties up the door with this chain. And the episode ends with Glenn just driving madly. Overall, this was a really good episode. It's a great follow-up to the first one. I don't think it's as good. I don't know what it is about it. It just doesn't scream amazing to me. But it's still a really good episode. It's still really fun. The first episode it lost all of its suspense. It just doesn't feel like it goes very well into the first episode. It doesn't feel like a good follow-up to the first episode in terms of tone and all that. So this one I'm going to have to give an 8.5 out of 10. Still a great episode. I highly recommend it. Episode 3. Rick and the group and all that begin to head up to the camp where the rest of them were, and Hood happens to be there, but his wife, son, and Shane, who is his best friend, and they have a big heartwarming reunion. And most just knows, but Shane was sleeping with Laurie, so that's always going to cause some tension between Shane and Laurie. I don't really know much to say about this episode. It's really not much to say. It's relatively quite a slow episode. It just settled down after the first episodes, but yeah, I thought this episode was alright. This is the episode we're introduced to Daryl, which everyone knows Daryl's a badass. And Daryl is Meryl's brother, so also when they tell him, he goes fucking ape shit, and he wants to go back and get him. Rick agrees and all that, and he takes Glenn and T-Dog back with him. And all that. Meanwhile, Laurie just goes ape shit on Shane because she thinks, oh, you told me that Rick died, no, you lied to me, don't go near my children. Laurie being a bitch as usual. And then Shane just going absolute ape shit on Carol's husband. Cool scene. That's really all that happens. Rick and the group head to him back into his city and all that, trying to rescue Merle, but that's why he's not there because, spoilers, he took his hand off. His right hand, was it? I think it was, yeah, it's right hand. Right, yeah. So, there you go. Like I said, this episode's really kind of slow. It's one of my least favourites of the series, not it's a bad one. But it just doesn't do much. It's a great way to develop the characters, but in all honesty, it doesn't develop to the point where it grabs my interest. So, this episode I'm going to give an 8 out of 10 to it. Yeah, it's probably my least favourite, but that doesn't make it bad. Moving on, episode 4, Battles. And this episode is quite cool, I guess. It's got a good amount of action. It's very, I won't say it's suspenseful, but it's got a decent amount of action to it. Rick, T-Dog, Glenn, and Daryl try to basically find out where the fuck happened to Meryl. But before they do that, they need to try and get the guns that Rick drops in the city. While doing that, however, this other guy came up. I don't know his name. I forgot his name, but he was eventually he was part of a group and all that. And he thinks Daryl starts threatening all as his brother. He calls him his cousin and all that, and they beat the shit out of Daryl, as you do. So Rick, plan and they steal the guns and they also take Glenn with them as like hostage situation. But they take the kid with them. Rick then tries to negotiate with him, but he says they're not negotiating unless they get all the weapons and him back, and then they'll take Glenn back. Rick doesn't take this and just says fuck you, and it almost like a standoff goes off. But we find out that they're actually in a the Vatos. I'm just going to call them Vatos because I don't know what else they're called. Is actually running this elderly home, for elderly, like a nursing home basically. It's actually quite humorous scene. They show them about, like they're just taking care of these old people. As everyone nurses not abandoned. While he and I think it was his friend. His aunt was there or something. I think his mother in there, or grandma. I think it was his grandma was there. So he just decided to stay there. All their friends their fellow friends decide to just help out and all that. And Rick, seeing this, just decides to give them a few of their weapons. Half their supply, just to help them out and all that. They head home and all that. Andrea and her sister Amy, are just, and the rest of the group are just sitting there by the campfire and all that. Carl's husband Ed's just sitting there because he has to be beat up with shit up by Shane. So Amy goes to the try to go to the toilet and all, but when she goes there, she gets bitten by a walker on both the neck and the arm, as well as Carl's husband. He just gets assaulted. So an all out riot begins. The group needs to try and defend themselves. Shoot takes place. Rick and the group, this small group, do come back, but it's like too late. There's already like at least 5 casualties or something like that. A very emotional scene as you see Amy with Andrew with Amy and all that, as Amy passed away. So that's a good episode. Really liked it. Probably better than the last episode. It was quite humorous at some points. It was quite suspenseful at some points. The last 5 minutes were really good, really intense. So yeah, I'm going to give this one 9. 9. It's not the best episode, but it's still a good episode. Episode 5, Wildfire. This one takes place just really after it. They now start to bury everyone and all that. Shane thinks that it's Rick's fault and all that for leaving. He took half their men with him and all that. So they also weak. If they just stayed there, they could have done better. But Rick thinks that if they hadn't got back the guns, they would have all died. So this is where basically the beginning of their rivalry begins. There's really nothing much happens in that, but Jim, we find out that one of the survivors, Jim, has been bitten. And Rick, at this point, Rick's more, a nice guy, so he thinks, right, we need to try and get to the CDC, we need to try and get a cure and all that. Shane also disagrees with this, but eventually, after a conversation in the woods and all that, they think it's alright, we'll just go. Morals and his family decide not to go and all that, and the rest just, head on there. Well, on their way there, Jim gets too sick and asks to be left on the road to die. And Rick ultimately does this but Rick and the group continue to head towards the CDC as they think it's going to be shelter and could have a cure and all that. When they arrive there, it's pretty much a dead zone. Everything's dead and all that. The guy in charge is called Dr. Edward Jenner. And he's the only professor there. He's the only person to be working on a cure. Everyone else is dead. After the test subject 19, which is he says the best test subject they've had, kind of goes haywire and ends up getting fried. He just tries to commit suicide. But Rick's group arrives and all that. He's kind of like saying to himself, just go away. It's better if we just go away. But eventually just lets him in and all that. He opens the door and it just kind of said to be continued. All in all, a really good episode. I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10. It's really nothing big. It's a big episode. I think this is a really good episode. I think it's my third favourite of them. It's just really fun, engaging, and it's kind of get to see the aftermath of what happened, not how these characters reacted and all that. We get to see the beginning of Rick and Shane's downfall and their friendship and all that. I think it was directed very well. I liked the way it was shot, and the director of this was Ernest Dixon, who actually did direct some of the best episodes of the show. So there you go. So overall, 8.5. Finally, we have episode 6, which is titled TS19, obviously referring to the test subject 19. Before we do this, we see a flashback of Shane in the hospital trying to get Rick out now while he's still in coma. And we see that all these guards are shooting all these infected individuals and all that. Reed, and all that. So he's trying to get him out and all that, but some sort of malfunction happens in the electricity, and with Rick's sensor and all that, and he ultimately kind of dies briefly, I guess you could say. Shane doesn't try to believe this, but he knows he can't get him out, so he tries to get out of there. But before he does, he blocks his room off with that. What's it called? One of those. I forgot what it's called. We used to help people get along with dimensions. And one of them is he does that to make sure that the walkers get him. Flash forward to the present and all that. And the group's now inside the CDC and all that. Jensen's like, in his bit and all that. And he says none of them are bit besides Jim, who they left behind. So he can't just, he can't let some, get settled in and all that. So there's hot water, there's electricity, there's food and all that. So the group just goes absolutely nuts to get drunk, to go in hot shower and all that. And Laurie's going into the library to try and read the book, but Shane is there as well. Shane kind of feels like how he's defending and all that, how he's just treating like shit and all that, and almost assaults her basically. But Laurie just beats the shit out of him. Another nice change of character for Shane from what he was in the beginning of the show. But yeah, we then find out that the electricity starts shut off and all that. Everyone tries to figure out what's going on. It turns out that this is the CDC is actually it's like a time bomb basically. Once there's a clock behind them, it goes down. Once that particular clock reaches zero, the whole CDC will blow up. As the electricity and all that, everything will just be down. And Jenna just does not let them out. Not thinking this is better for you if you all commit. It's like basically suicide and all that if you stay here. So yeah, but eventually the group just goes absolutely nuts and all that. Shane and Dal try to kill him and all that. Rick tries to talk him down and all that. Eventually Rick does convince him to let him go. Andrea, however, wants to stay because Welch thinks there's nothing left. It's just a terrible world out there. There's nothing for them. They're all going to die eventually. As well as Jackie. Dale stays behind because he doesn't think if Andrew's going to stay behind, he stays behind. And Andrea just doesn't want to feel responsible for killing off Dale. So she just leaves the CDC with Dale. Jackie still stays behind. The CDC blows up. Everyone leaves. And the end, basically. That's the end of season 1. And this is I don't know what it is about this episode. I really liked it. This is actually probably my second favourite episode of the series. And I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Just not hitting 9.5, but 9 out of 10. So there we go. There's my what's my time now? How long? I'm now hitting the 19-minute mark. So my overall thoughts on this. This is a great way to introduce The Walking Dead. It's not great because it's just an introduction. It's just introducing to this world, the characters and all that. I personally think season 2 is better in developing this world, and season 3 is even better than that. So, but this is a great start. It's a great way to get into this show and all that. And a lot of people really like season 1 over season 2. I actually disagree on that, but I'm not going to get into it here. I'll get into it in season 2. So, anyway, it's good to be back. Tell me what you think of season 1, and give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. If you like the video, season 1, like it. If you don't, just don't like it, dislike it. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. This is K1 here, and this is a Walking Dead review. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, with season 2 of The Walking Dead. That's all. I'm not going to die, so bye.